off here on the right, this is that Navajo sandstone, the top of it, the white layer, and some really great, fabulous examples of cross bedding. Remember I talked about the cross bedding, how the wind would blow one direction and then shift and blow back the other direction. So these are just great examples of cross bedding. Here, it's kind of similar to what's happening in Hawaii right now. You've probably seen news clips on the news about it. And so this lava just kind of flowed really slowly down through, gradually flowed all the way down through here. Here's another lava flow of basalt. Most of these are about 1 million years old, most of these lava flows. Then off to the right, that big mountain over there, I can hear what you guys are thinking here, saying, isn't that laccolith Daryl was talking about this morning? And you're right. So anyways, that's what happens in one of these cinder eruptions, cinder cone eruptions. Now you can start to see the crater off there out to over your right shoulder. So it came up on a fault line. So a lot of these fault lines are weaknesses in the crust, and so you'll get these lava flows that come up on the fault line. And we'll see a lot of examples of that, and I'll talk more about it later on. But so right in front of us is another cinder cone that came up right on that same fault line, and if you went to the north of here, there's about 2 or 3 more of these cinder cones that came up on this fault line. So what happens when it finally gets to the surface, that gas just goes shooting up and it picks up little pieces of the magma away, it carries it up into the atmosphere and it cools and drifts back down to Earth and forms these cinder cones. So they're pretty violent eruptions. Back in the 60s, this one started to billow big clouds of smoke.
And so news traveled across the U.S. and actually across the world, and people wanted to see this volcano erupt. And so they were booking flights to come to Utah to watch this volcano explode. And people were driving out here and was kind of excited. For people living
in Gila monster, it has venom in it. And the venom, it doesn't have fangs, but it has these glands at the base of its teeth, the back side of its teeth, and it has these little grooves that are cut in the back of their teeth. And through the capillary action, when it's biting, it moves that toxin up into the wound of the animal that it's preying on. And there are some researchers up at the University of Utah Medical Center there that were doing research on this about 15 years ago, and they discovered that that toxin actually attacks the pancreas. So now they've synthesized a drug they use to treat type 2 diabetes based on the toxin from the Gila monster right here in Snow Canyon State Park.
So this hill right in front of us at 12 o'clock is called Galoot Hill. And back when John Wayne was filming movies out here, he was on top of that hill and they were doing something, and somebody did something that he thought was dumb, and he goes, "Oh, you old galoot." And so now that's called Galoot Hill because of that.
Yeah, there were a whole bunch of movies filmed here in Snow Canyon. There were parts of Jeremiah Johnson were filmed here. The Electric Horseman, The Conqueror. That was John Wayne's worst role. He said he wishes he never would have took that role. He played Genghis Khan, and it was really a bad movie. No, it does not snow here. It's named for Erastus Snow. He was one of the early leaders that moved here. He ran his cattle up here, so they always called it Snow's Canyon. That's where it got its name. You know, it'll only snow here maybe twice a year, and it usually melts pretty rapidly. So this is our first little hike, and it's 1 mile. It's downhill, and he'll pick us up at the bottom. And right there to the right is the trail. It's called the Whiptail Trail. So if you'll turn your listening device on, I'll do some interpretation as we go on the hike.